Gaming is undoubtedly my first love, but as I've gotten older, I've learned to appreciate the intricacies of great storytelling. Attack on Titan is one of my favorite shows of all time. I thoroughly enjoyed the anime, and that motivated me to end up reading the manga while it was still being released. I thoroughly enjoyed both of those mediums, and I really enjoyed following the journey reaching the end of Attack on Titan. While I personally still have serious qualms with the ending of Attack on Titan, despite all those imperfections, AOT is still one of the greatest stories ever told in the modern day. Isayama, Wood Studio and MAPPA definitely do need to be given their flowers. There are two main reasons why the story of Attack on Titan was so strong. One of them is layers, layering plot points, foreshadowing, intentions and deep character development led to an extremely intricate plot of cast and characters. Layering all these aspects together will only result in a sensational experience. The second reason is the way in which Isayama presents his tale, the main focus of today's video. He masterfully conceals vital information from the viewer for extended periods of time. Mystery. Humans are curious creatures by nature. The reason you even care to find out what happens in the next episode is because you're curious to see how this wondrous tale will be wrapped up. Your curiosity is even part of the reason you even clicked on this video today. Isayama does this by establishing a significant pull to keep you watching. He conceals that information from the character and the viewer, but at the very same time he's able to distract you with the exciting events that are happening right now, that you can even at times forget the final goal that everybody is actually trying to achieve. Other than simply surviving, the basement was the main goal of Eldia and the scouts, but most viewers never found themselves frustrating that the pacing was too slow or there was a lack of interesting content to keep them going. I didn't hear many complaints coming from the community saying, "Damn bro, we still haven't reached the basement yet. What in the world is going on?" The tactic that Isayama used was essentially to flood you with continuous exciting events at every single twist and turn that are so exciting, so intricate that you would even forget at moments about the ultimate goal that these characters are even trying to achieve in the first place. Now let's go to a point in the story where the slow journey of reaching the actual basement could have been frustrating. Let's consider the beginning of Season 2 of Attack on Titan. A lot of events had happened beforehand. The attack on Trust, the first attack by the Titans, the assault of Annie against the Scouts. A number of things had occurred before this moment in Season 2. You never had a real moment to ponder as the visual spectacle, the thrills and the survival element were enough to keep you strongly engaged. So far in this video, we've considered a multitude of things that constituted a great storytelling experience in Attack on Titan. But now let's consider what are the intricacies that made the mystery so effective in this show. Throughout Attack on Titan, at every single moment in the show, no matter where you are, there was significant aspect and information that was hidden from the viewer alongside the characters in the show. The genius of Isayama's storytelling capabilities were clear as day in these aspects. Even when Isayama would answer vital questions that were lingering in our minds for long periods of time, that would result in even more questions to be asked afterwards. One of these plot points would finally be answered, but another 5 can of worms would be opened soon afterwards. This cycle was perpetuated in every single season of Attack on Titan, and I've got an example for pretty much every significant part of the entire show. Let's just consider a few of the questions that any typical viewer would have for Attack on Titan while these events were transpiring. Every season has an undertone of questions we're intrigued to find the answer to. What's interesting is that as viewers, we are just as ignorant as the Eldians of Paradise. We take their information as lore, which puts us into even deeper boxes, constricting our thinking. In Season 1, just a few main questions are: what in the world is in the basement? What are the Titans? Who made them? Where in the world do they come from? Why are there sentient Titans? Is erenjaeger a special case, or are there other Titans that are controlled by humans? If that is indeed the case, who is the female titan? Who's the armored titan? And who is the colossal titan? And where in the world is Yeager? Now the thing is, a large contingent of these questions are answered in Season 1 of Attack on Titan, but a large contingent of them are also not answered, and even when some of these questions are answered, another can of worms is subsequently opened. We finally remove the sheets of mystery that are clouding the tale of Attack on Titan, but to find an endless black hole below. This is a phenomenal storytelling tactic because it makes the viewer think more and, more importantly, raises their investment in the story, plots, and the characters. The crazy amount of theories that were spiraling in people's head about the origins of the Titans was simply endless. Nothing is more powerful than the human imagination. Using that to your benefit as a storyteller is just a great move. Long ago I had the theory that Titans were coming from a different godly realm as there were no humans left, as we were told by the Eldians of Paradise. But we find out that that's not true, of course. What made me even think of that theory was because the lightning that the Titans transform from comes from the sky. I thought there was some sort of pantheon up in the sky in which Reina and Bertolt had to report to. But when that reveal was finally showed to us, it was much, much darker. Reina and Bertolt's apprehensiveness to hurt the scouts is what made me really consider this theory. Who forced these kids to kill all these people? Who in the world decided that? Who has the moral high ground to make such a decision? Why can we not cultivate peace? I had previously mentioned Annie, but even her reveal opened a whole nother can of worms. We find out that Annie is the female titan, but why is she helping to kill the last few humans left in the world? What are these humanoid titans even trying to achieve? Why do they even want Erenyeager? What's so special about him? And even after all the extensive efforts by the scouting regiment and Erenyeager, what are the true extents of the Titan powers, from the hardening that was shown by Annie and the regenerative powers shown by Reina in Season 3? All of this information is clouded from the viewer, and we only find out more and more as it's drip-fed through us throughout the entire tale. And while this video is definitely about praising Isayama's great ability to use mystery in a really effective way, it's also about keeping the viewer entertained and keeping the pacing fast enough that the viewer doesn't get bored at all. Thing is, when you're watching this video, you may not have even considered a large number of these points that I'm mentioning today, because at that moment when Reina and Bertolt abandoned the scouts, the betrayal and the action that was happening on screen was enough to keep you engaged and distracted. Isayama is clearly the type of guy to get distracted by every single side quest that comes his way and forgets to even complete the main quest. And this is by no means an insult. The thing is, the distraction or the side content is so good that you don't mind at all. Now let's consider the ending of Season 3 when all the information about the outside world is finally revealed in the basement. Every single significant answer has now been revealed. We now pretty much have all the facts. We know that there are other humans on the other side. We know how the Titans are made, and we know why Marley hates the Eldian race. Well, you could say that, well, I guess the mystique is gone. The only mystery left is to find out how the ending is going to pan out. You would think that, but no. And note, I'm not even talking about the twists and turns that transpire in pods, or the huge amount of plot twists that Isayama inputs into a story at many moments. The mystery is maintained in another aspect that no one saw coming. Despite all these significant revelations, the mystique remains with Erenyeager. Isayama successfully does this by concealing Erenyeager's true thoughts and feelings for the entire arc of Attack on Titan. Now, if this was any other season, this wouldn't matter that much, but because of his character progression and development, his change and concealment of his thoughts is a very significant aspect to the mystique of the show. Look back to yourself when you were watching the show. At some point in time, we had access to what every single character was thinking. Whether it was on the side of Marley or Paradise, we had as much insight into Reina than we had into Levi. Erenyeager on the other side is kept far away. The only way in which we can predict his actions and his mindset is by looking at his character and his previous actions, well kept completely in the dark. Why is Eren in Marley? How did he infiltrate? Where are the scouts? What are Eren's true intentions anyway? What is the rumbling, and what does Eren even aim to do with this power? Why are the scouts even angry at Eren? Did they not agree to the assault? These are all important questions because of Erenjaeger's immense character development in the time skip. Before, Erenjaeger would move to the beck and call of the scouting regiment and the higher-ups. In Season 4, Erenjaeger finally took his rightful place as the main character of Attack on Titan. No longer was he reactionary to the actions of his enemy, but he took the narrative by the scruff of the neck. The decisions he would make from now on would determine the end of the story. Hajime Isayama is one of the greatest storytellers of the modern day. While I have many qualms with the way he wrapped up this story, his successes in Attack on Titan will be heralded for generations to come. His elite writing, storytelling, foreshadowing, and use of mystery on Attack on Titan made it a household name. This story will be heralded for many generations to come, and as someone who's trying to develop their own stories, I am definitely going to apply a large number of these aspects into my own stories. I want to thank you all once again for watching the video and making it until the end of the video. Like, comment, and subscribe. More gaming and anime content will definitely be coming your way, so subscribe and click the bell to ensure that you get notified for all new content that comes your way. My name is Explicit Sage, and I enjoyed Attack on Titan, and I hope this video helped you to appreciate it just a little bit more. Take it easy, gents.